Ronaldo was the problem at Man United. Go.
No,
Thank God.
no,
Thank God.
no,
Thank God. My boy
no,
knows ball. My boy
no.
knows ball. Yo, you guys, what is good, man? Welcome back to Real United Talk, where we talk about all matters Real Madrid and Man United. This is going to be a United Matters episode, and today we are going to be debunking myths slash misconceptions about past United players and managers. And for that, I am joined by a familiar face. Why don't look so familiar right now because he has something going on with his hair. I don't know. I don't know. The guy is looking fresh, looking clean, but he didn't have this last time. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
we said let's try something new. Let's try
let's try
something new.
something new, for the beanies, for the beanies. For the
I'm dead.
beanies. Nah, that's funny. But if you
Yeah,
recognize, if you watch the Amrim in Amrim out debate, then you recognize his face. He
yeah.
was Amrim out at that point. And Mustapha, are you still, what are you saying?
You know what? Yeah, I'm still on the fence. I'm not
Mm,
fooled. I'm not gonna let a couple of results
mm,
sway me. You get me? I'm still on the fence because right now we're still seventh. So, like I said, I'm going to wait till probably like this month. This November is going to determine where I stand
mm.
when it comes to Amorim. But as of right now, I'm still on the fence. I wouldn't say I'm Amorim in. I'm still kind of Amorim out in a way because it's 3 wins in a row, and we're
Mm-hmm.
so gassed about it because we're so used to the failures.
Yeah,
Like we're so
exactly.
used to losing that it seems like such a big thing that we've won 3 in a row. That's like, oh, it's enough to keep this guy in the job. But I'm not fooled.
Mm.
I feel like we still have a lot to do, especially after um the last game we just played against,
Not first.
yeah, against Forest. I feel
Also,
like
by the way, this is being recorded after the Nottingham Forest game, not before,
yeah,
and before the sports game.
yeah. So I feel like that game kind of took me back a bit to like he almost had me fooled. I was almost hammering in,
I like, you almost have me there, bro. You
you
almost have me
almost
there.
yeah, but
No,
yeah,
what's so crazy? I was saying that, like, he has to give me 5 games to like back him again. Like, not necessarily even back him, but like all this I'm him out. Like, I'm not at the moment right now. I'm not screaming I'm him out or anything, but at the same time,
yeah.
like, I'm not.
I'm not thrilled too. I'm not shouting
Yeah,
Amorim in as well,
yeah,
but yeah,
exactly. But if you give me those 5 games, yeah, in a
we'll
row,
just
like if you had
manage
won the
him.
Nottingham Forest game, won the sports game, and I'm like, I can see, I can
Maybe
see, I can see.
the
But yeah, at the moment, I'm still on defense like you.
last
To
few minutes we were second.
just oh my guy, nah, I was living lavish, bro.
Those
I
few
was
moments we
living
were second,
lavish.
bro.
Ah no,
I
Mustapha, let's
just
not
knew.
even, bro.
I knew it
Mustapha,
was
let's not
temporary.
even.
I knew it was
Let's not
temporary.
even.
Let's get to the video
Let's
before
get into the
before I start
real
to overreact.
episode, bro. I can imagine. I can imagine. But yeah, like I said, we're going to be debunking misconceptions and myths about past United players. I have 5 things that have been said about United players and managers in the past, and we're going to debate it. And if we agree, we agree. If we don't agree, we don't agree. Let me know what you guys think about everything we talk about in the comments. But with that, let's just get into the episode, man. So, Mustafa, the first thing that I have on this list, Pogba was a flop. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not.
Mm,
You
mm,
can't tell me Paul Pogba was a flop because if you look in the span of like 5 years within when we signed Pogba and the midfielders that we had or the midfielders we acquired at that moment in time, which midfielder can you really see apart from Bruno Fernandes? Which midfielder can you really point out and see this guy did more than what Pogba did, especially under that Ole regime when
mm-hmm.
he had like 4 assists in one game. I feel like the thing with Pogba was our expectations for him were just way up there.
I mean, he had a high
And
ceiling though. Yeah.
yeah, he did. We signed him for a lot of money. So the expectations for him were already high. So as much as I feel like he had great numbers or good numbers for a midfielder, and he won some trophies with United. He won Europe the Europa with
Europa League.
Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think did we win an FA Cup in
Carabao
that
Cup.
period? Carabao, we won the Carabao as well. So I feel like Pogba was not a flop, but at the same time, he wasn't great. He wasn't on the level
Yeah,
you look at
he's in
someone.
between.
He's in between, but
He's in
definitely not a
between.
flop.
I feel like there's multiple things that people throw around too often right now. I think flop. I think world class is being
World
thrown
class
around
is now
too often. I don't even want
goat.
to say who I'm thinking
Goat is
about when I
still,
think
bro.
about this because
But
I'll
goat
rattle
is
some
thrown
feathers.
around, bro. Goat is
Bro,
thrown around a
goat
lot.
is thrown around as well. See, I feel like there's too many things thrown around. I also feel like
Yeah.
when you're labeling flops and you're thinking about people like Sanchez when he joined United, you're thinking about Mkhitaryan at Arsenal, you're thinking about
Mm,
flops, people that didn't offer anything whatsoever to these clubs, and then you
yeah.
put someone like Pogba in that category. It makes no sense
Nah.
whatsoever. Like Pogba had a few good seasons for United. Like
I don't think people watched Pogba play.
you know what it
When
is?
you
That's what it
watch,
is,
you just
bro.
see Pogba's influence in the game, the long passes, the change of
Exactly.
the change of play, bro. Like
Exactly.
the counters, nah. I don't think people watch
Nah,
Pogba.
people
He got
like you know where you're like you're not like you're seeing, but you're not hearing me, bro. You're not hearing
bro.
me. You're not seeing
People,
this. Like you're watching, but you're not seeing this. Like
it's the same way. I'm
yeah,
not going to lie to you. If you're watching a player like Florian Wirtz this
mm,
season, Wirtz has his moments where he's absolutely rubbish. Like he plays passes out of the pitch and all that. But if you really watch a Liverpool game, I'll be very honest. As much as I hate on him because of the price tag and everything,
yeah,
he actually influences the play a lot. Like I feel
definitely.
like his work rates is really good. I can't be looking at someone like Wirtz and be like, oh, this guy is a terrible player or this guy is a flop. And then I will hail somebody like Bukayo Saka. Because if you look at it, Bukayo Saka has what 5 GA in 2025. He's
Mm,
not really done much in the past like season and a half. You can say he was injured. There
yeah,
was a certain period of time he was injured. But if you
yeah,
look at things like that, it's like okay, if you can make this noise about Saka or you can put Saka on this kind of pedestal, why
mm.
attack player like Wirtz? I'll tell you why. It's the price tag.
Is the
One,
price tag?
it's the price tag, and that's the same thing with Pogba.
Mm,
For that sort of price tag, people feel like when they pay that amount of money for you, if you're talking about getting your money's worth, if I pay like 100 mil for you, you should be putting up like Bruno
like
Fernandes'
top
first season
every
in United.
time.
You should be
Yeah,
putting up those numbers. You should be always at the top of your game. And for Pogba, it was inconsistency.
facts.
Pogba will have those games where it's like, okay, I see why they paid 100 million for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has those games where you look at him as like, this is 100 million, you know, euro player or 100 million pound player. You look at those games and be like, yeah, okay, I can see the money. And then you look at those spells or those games where it's like probably a waste. Same way you look
Yeah,
at players like Neymar too, that they just get injured and they don't really do much
facts,
while they're
facts.
there. So on Pogba being a flop, I'll say no, but he wasn't great or excellent
Like he
either.
wasn't
He was
he
just
wasn't great, and like the whole topic about money leads to a whole other thing. Like I'm writing an article about it currently.
mm,
I want to discuss with other people as well. Should players still be judged on the price tag? So that's a whole other topic. But Pogba obviously they did live up to the money that was spent on him. Not necessarily, they did live up to the hype. They did live up to what he could have been, one of the best midfielders ever. Not necessarily, but at the same time, like Pogba gave us a few good seasons. Like he gave us the 16-17, he gave us 18-19, he gave us
yeah.
17-18, which was
That's
decent
another
when he was
thing
not
you look
injured.
at. That's another
Like
thing you look at too as well. The hype. The
the hype.
whole hype of Pogba's coming back to United as per the whole Pogba thing, the whole
Yeah,
noise, the whole we're expecting him to come and just be that guy as per the best player in the league kind of scenario.
yeah.
But at
And
the
he
same
just
time,
wasn't.
I wouldn't. Yeah, United haven't really had strong squads around him as well. If you're
Exactly.
being
This guy was
honest,
this guy was babysitting Fred.
he
Like
had
he
the
was
likes
babysitting
of those.
Fred.
He had to be
Playing
playing
with
passes to
Andres
the likes
Pereira.
of Dan James.
Oh, guy,
Like
Mustapha, you know what it is, yeah? I think we
we've
have to
been in the
move on from
trenches.
this. We have to
We've
move
been
on
in the
because
trenches.
we're about to go
Yeah.
into a dark hole. I can imagine us going to that dark hole, and I'm not even down. I'm
Yeah,
not
we're
even
not
down to
ready.
talk about the
We're not
likes
ready
of
for that
the
one.
Jays and Andres Pereira. Let's just move on. So both of us agree. that Pogba was not a flop. Like I said, let me know
No.
in the comments what you guys think. But the next one on my list, I'm going to leave the last. I think the last one is like a biggie, but it might not be that big because I think we might both agree based on what you just said
Agree.
about Pogba. But I'm going to leave it for the last. But the next thing
Yeah.
I have on the list actually is Wan-Bissaka's defensive side of his game was solid.
Yes. I think
Hmm.
1v1 Wabisaka. There was a point in time I could clearly say with my chest and argue that 1v1 he was the best defender in the league. You're not beating Wabisaka 1v1. That performance in against PSG in the Champions League, I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember
Ah, how can I
Zebra
forget?
Kit Zebra
How can
Kit
I forget,
Wabisaka.
bro?
Oh my days.
How can I
Zebra
forget?
I think Zebra Kit Wabisaka, that game against PSG just showed his defensive ability. That was his whole defensive ability in a nutshell. The tackles, the standing tackles, the slide tackles. Defensively, yeah, I would say yeah.
You say yeah.
Wan-Bissaka is.
You know
Yes.
what it is, yeah? Like you said, 1v1 tackles, nobody is stopping him. Wan-Bissaka is the best. So I want to bring up 2 points though, because and this there is no hate to Wan-Bissaka whatsoever. If you know me, you know that Wan-Bissaka is my boy. I literally modeled
Yeah.
my tackling around Wan-Bissaka on the
Wan-Bissaka.
pitch.
I
So there's
remember you
not
that year. I remember you
bro,
that
there's no
year.
problem whatsoever. So that's not even what this is about. But 2 things. Number one, if you always have to give a slide tackle, your position is probably off. That's one thing. Like if you always have to slide tackle, there's a good chance that your position is off. Yes, there's some situations,
Fair.
counter attacks, like the other team is countering you guys, counter press, all these type of things.
Now that
You,
I
you
think
get you get
about
what I
it,
mean?
that's another aspect. You're right. That's another aspect of defending that I need to look at Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's positioning on many occasions, when I look back right now on many occasions, Wan-Bissaka's positioning was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have some counters, or you will have some, there are certain periods where it's like you can just see that this guy's positioning is just they are catching
Off.
us because he's out of position. So
Yeah.
yeah, on that aspect of defending, yes, but Bisaka's positioning was quite off.
But the other thing I actually want to bring up is Wan Bissaka's awareness. Like his awareness in terms of defending the box, he's what do you call it? Like your rear. Like when you're defending your rear, Wan
I'll say
Bissaka is
general off the ball movements. I'll say he's
Wan
off
Bissaka
the
is one
ball.
of the worst red like when it comes to awareness, when it comes to like defending, like they're crossing the ball into the box, there's someone behind you,
He
you have to
has
like
yeah
you
yeah
have
he
to
has
stay away.
poor the back post. Oh my days! There's been
That's
so
what that's
many
what that's what I'm
times.
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to deep in the back post.
There was
Obisaka
a
is so
game,
poor.
bro. There was a game we played against. It was this newly promoted team. I remember this guy. What's his name? Was it Obafemi? There's this guy that used to play for. Was it Southampton or
I
Sheffield?
think about for me.
Obafemi, yeah, that guy. There was a situation too with Joshimaja where Wan-Bissaka was just asleep.
Bro.
I felt like United at that period of time is like it's poison either way. It's like you pick the better poison. Dalo too hard and is still struggling with the exact same problem where
Facts.
you cannot mark the back post. Literally, you're just when a cross is coming in, you're literally just standing and you're just watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not aware. You're not literally aware of your surroundings.
Literally.
You're
Like
not
if someone is
watching.
making a run in behind, you're not aware.
Bro, Wan-Bissaka was so bad at defending. Like he was just bad when it comes to like being aware of his like
Yeah.
surroundings and players around him. So yeah.
Facts. So,
So
but that's not the thing. Like, can you say that Wan-Bissaka was good defensively if like he had such flaws in his game? Like 1v1 tackling, probably one of the best I've ever seen in the game. Nobody could like literally we always forget, we always remember the PSG game, we always remember the games
yeah,
against Raheem Sterling. But when you're thinking about his awareness, when you're thinking about his defending the back post, when you're thinking about his positioning, can you really say he was good defensively?
I'd say if I'm being real, in general, United's defense over the years has been poor. I'll just put that
Hmm.
out there. Now, if you want to look at Wan-Bissaka as an individual, when you look at the pros and the cons, when you want to weigh like the bad aspects of him when it comes to like his awareness, his positioning, and then you want to weigh that up against his like 1v1 tackling. And if I'm being real, as someone that just watch in general, I'd say yeah, his defending was good. I'll
Fair,
put my hands up and say yeah. I wouldn't
fair.
put entirely like the whole awareness thing. I wouldn't put it solely on him. I'd say our backline in general struggled
Mm.
with awareness and defending and just tracking back as well. When you look at the Liverpool game that we were spanked like seven, are
Mustapha, you like bringing dark places. I don't like this, bro. You like
yo,
talking about things that I don't want to talk
but the
about.
truth, but it's the
Yeah,
truth. You
continue.
just have to be honest about these sort of things. You look at games like that, you're looking at is Dan James as tracking like the furthest Liverpool player.
Yeah,
You just look at that and just be like, okay, in general, our defensive shape and our defense has just been bad over the years.
facts,
So
facts.
if I'm putting singling Wan-Bissaka, I say defensively he's good. That's literally his strongest trait.
Fair.
Going forward, he was. I don't want to use the word, but going forward, he was.
I don't think so. I think going forward was decent. I think even so, I think he might be even better than Dalo going forward. Dalo is kind of the word we're going to use.
Have you forgotten
No,
that disastrous Wan-Bissaka heel chop? That thing can never leave my
but the thing
memory.
is better than whatever Dalo is doing up top.
That
I feel like this is even what I should have put in this whole misconception thing. Like Wan-Bissaka was bad defensively, so attacking because he wasn't that bad. Like Wan-Bissaka was good at overlapping. His crosses became better at some point. He was good at creating the weight. Like it was
I
guy
feel like
Dalo.
he
Can you
attacking.
really tell me
He
that
became
Dalo?
good.
Wait. Before you even make your point here, just tell me this: Wan-Bissaka or Dalo attacking wise?
Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka. People
Wan-Bissaka
know
overall, but Wan-Bissaka attacking wise or Dalo attacking wise?
attacking wise, if you're talking about recently Wan-Bissaka, but if you're looking at United era in general, like United era Wan-Bissaka or Dalu, I'll go
Wan-Bissaka
Dalu.
still.
Like that's literally the issue. That's one of the reasons we sold Wan-Bissaka. Going forward, he wasn't good. Like going
But
forward,
Dalo
when it
isn't
comes to
as
Dalu
well.
was, I mean, Dalu had his moments, but you know the thing about Dalu, Dalu,
Yeah.
Dalu is a confusing player.
Not
Like
confusing, bro. I know what he is. It's not confusing me. It's not confusing. I know what he is.
the reason why Dalu is a confusing player to me is because you know what? Let me just pick a scenario. I'll just single out one scenario that sums
Mm.
up Dalu in a nutshell. Like this is Dalu. Dalu against Nwaneri. Dalu against Arsenal. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Where was
When
it?
when he tackled Nwaneri and then he pushed the ball out of play. He tried to do
Oh
kick and
my god,
run.
yeah, I
And
remember what you're talking about. I know what you're
that is
talking about.
Dalu. Literally, if you want to sum up Dalu, that is Dalu. He made a very good tackle. Like we're like, yeah, counter attack, and then the guy just
Like,
kicked the ball out.
and then the guy
Yeah,
don't kick it out. Yeah, I can imagine. No, I can
that
imagine.
is
I can imagine.
yeah.
Honestly, it's so crazy because sometimes I see Dalo, yeah. Sometimes his crosses with his left foot are better than the crosses with his right. And I'm like,
That's
are
what I'm
you
saying. He's confusing. He's a very, very confusing player. This
nah?
guy
And I
is
don't want those
registered,
type of players in my team.
bro. He's registered as a right back slash right wing back. But there have been many occasions we've played him on the left, and he has done
Yeah,
better. And he did better on the left than he had ever done on the
on the
right.
right.
So
But at the
it's
same
like,
time, bro, like
brother,
he's always slows us down when he goes when on the left. Like
yeah,
I feel like Dalo is the type of player that like he's just this is a whole other segment as well.
yeah,
But those type of players that are just not good enough. Like you always feel like you need to replace them. Like you always feel
yeah.
like like when they're there, there's always better out there. Okay, and the next one would be this one is kind of like a big one, and I don't know if you did. Let me tell you first. Let me tell you
Let
first.
me see. Let
We
me see where
shouldn't have
this is
let
going.
go of David De Gea.
That's a very, very touchy subject. You know what? Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
very, very honest. At the period and the moment in time we did let go of the here,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it was a good period,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't get a good replacement. I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
to I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to say because the here did make a lot of like when I look back, the here made a lot of mistakes,
Errors.
a lot of errors. a lot of fumbling the ball squeezing under his arms and things like that.
Yeah,
So I would say it wasn't. It was less to do with the here thing, more to do with getting an appropriate replacement.
replacements.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say, oh, it's the here. Oh, the we shouldn't have let go of the here at that moment in time, or we shouldn't have replaced the here with Onana. That's how, like, more so how I'd phrase it.
yeah. No, that's facts, bro. Because I feel like I feel like there's multiple things that go into the head thing. Because at the same time, yeah, see, I'm all there's multiple things. Number one, I'm all for like short stoppers. Like I'm all for like but I don't burn the whole you can distribute from the back and everything. Like, yes, you have to have a certain level of it. Like you can't be incompetent in that aspect. But like if you're not a short stopper, proper short stopper, why are you in my team? Like I don't want you in my
And yeah,
team.
and that's your main job, to
That's
save,
like, bro, like
to
I
literally catch
appoint you,
ball
I employ
midfield.
you to stop shots. So if you cannot stop shots, but you can pass the ball, that's not my business, bro. But I feel like United at that time were moving on from like just like a traditional shotstopper to someone that could actually at least because I feel like the head was competent enough on the ball, but unless he was clearing the ball, then you're not really comfortable passing the ball to the hair
But you
kind of
see,
thing.
Onana wasn't really any much better, if we're being real,
No,
because like
that's but
we.
but that's the other thing though. Onana, the replacement was terrible. That's now the thing, and also the way
No,
we
I'm even
treated the
talking
hair.
about, yeah, I'm even talking about on his feet, because like the reason we signed Onana is because we wanted a keeper that was good with his feet, that
Yeah,
can be part of the build up
yeah.
and all. And let's be real, Onana wasn't that guy. A lot of the time, he's in situations where he's clearing the ball or he's giving the
But
ball
what,
away.
was that
Like
instruction
from
or was that instruction or was that?
No, it's like we signed you to. It's like Ederson, the way Ederson plays with the
Mm,
City defenders, the way like he builds up, the way he can play a long pass.
yeah,
Onana, there are times that he'd give the ball away, like when he's trying to play out from the back
facts.
with his feet. He'll give the ball away, or he will lose while losing possession from there. So
Hmm.
it's like, why are we signing a keeper that's meant to be part of possession or start possession, and we're already losing possession from there?
Facts.
So
Facts.
the recruitment was already poor. What we signed him to do, he could not even do it.
Facts.
We signed someone that could use his feet or be like good with his feet. And Onana wasn't even good with his feet.
Yeah.
Because think of a memorable thing he did, or a memorable sequence that we had where, okay, he started with Onana building up from the back. I can think of many instances with City, with Ederson even playing a straight pass from the post
Yeah.
and finding Haaland or finding Alvarez. There was a time he found Alvarez too, straight up, like up front. Like I can
Yeah.
think of situations where like the keeper can play the ball straight and find somebody, or the
Mm-hmm.
keeper starts the build up from the back. I can never
Mm-hmm.
think of an instance with Onana. The ones I have are bad memories when he's lost the ball. So I'd say letting go of the here at that time, I won't say it was a bad thing, or it was on bad terms, yes,
Bad
but
terms.
the replacement was just poor. I
The
feel like,
replacement was poor, bro. Like I feel like every time you think about letting the hair go, like I think obviously when you're looking at the replacement, you're thinking why, but at the same time, like we've talked about, like at that point, the hair started making mistakes. Like, and it wasn't just for that season. Not if like he made mistakes for one season and we said, "Oh, bond that guy." Like this was since like 18-19. The hair has been making mistakes here and the mistakes have been kind of like going on and on and on. They've been adding up and adding up and adding up. And also, you're not looking at okay, United maybe under Ten Hag, he tried to like play out
yeah,
from the back more often. You can't really play out from the back with the hair. Like the point I was trying to make, like you're never comfortable passing to the hair when a team
yeah,
is pressing you. Like even if you just want him to clear the ball, you're never really comfortable passing back to the hair. And with where United were moving on to, you can see why they replaced him. So I don't think it was a bad time to replace him, but I think the way that we replaced him and who we replaced him with, like
yeah.
treating him the way we treated him and then replacing him with Onana, I
Another
feel like
factor,
that was poor.
I agree with you. I feel like also it would have been a bad time to replace him as well, because who really was our backup keeper then? You had the here.
Dino,
We should have been working Dean Henderson. There was a time we were trying to
exactly.
Dean Henderson
Yeah,
challenge the here. Like United, I'm telling you, there was a system that was a player you could see, like, okay, Dean Henderson could probably be the future of this club. Like maybe when the here is ready to retire, Like the whole mentorship thing, you now pass it on to Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson becomes our number one.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know what happened there with Dean Henderson. I honestly, as of right now, I don't know what went wrong with that.
Is
Whole
that is that is
situation.
that is that I can't even, because you know how if you know how passionate I am about this topic, yeah. If you know how passionate I am about the whole thing, like even when we're saying, like, even when Onana still had hype around him, even when he has still done that thing with Inter, taking them to the final, having that Champions League final performance, like, I
Yeah,
was still like, why you get rid of Dean Henderson? Someone that is a good shot stopper, someone that is decent with his feet, someone that, like, he's well rounded. He's
yeah,
well.
we
I feel
got
like
it
with
wrong
Onana,
there.
I was never comfortable, and I'm
Mm.
sorry to make this point, and I'm sorry for anybody that this offense, but I would never trust a black goalie. I would never
No,
trust a black goalie
bro,
with an afro, bro.
I'm
I
not
would
going to lie to
never.
you,
I'm
guy.
sorry. See, yeah,
That
every
that
position
high
on the
top,
pitch,
that high top gives
but
me
that's all,
nightmares
bro.
now.
Give guys, see,
That
yeah.
high
Any
top,
position on the
that
pitch,
high
bro.
top gives me,
Play anybody. If center back,
bro.
DM, attacker, play anybody. Manager can be any color, any.
Look at
I don't care.
Lamens, guy. I
My
feel
keeper
safe.
should be Oyibo.
Look at
My keeper should be
Lamens, I feel
Oyibo, bro. Look
safe.
at Lamine. Bro, I feel safe, bro.
I
I feel like
feel
I'm in safe
safe,
hands.
bro.
I feel like I'm in safe
Before
hands, bro.
before anytime the ball is close to our box, I'm on edge. I'm
Bro,
like, bro, they can
I'm
score.
shaking, bro.
You know when like they can score us at any time now because you just know
Yeah.
Onana is in net and he's not secure.
Facts.
Now I'm seeing Lamens coming out to gather ball. I'm
Oh
seeing,
God, I feel like
you
I'm
don't know,
dreaming.
bro.
I feel like I'm dreaming,
You don't
bro.
know how good it feels to see a keeper challenge a ball from a corner kick.
And
Do
actually
you know how
win
many
it.
goals United conceded from corners because of Onana?
Hmm.
Bro, anytime
Mustapha,
there's a corner against United, I just say free goal. I just used to say free
free,
goal.
free
I just
game, bro. Remember that Cunha one? Was that
that
was
he
that
shot
Onana? Or was
straight.
that Binde?
It was by there. There
Was it
was one that
Binde?
there was one with Onana that it was Tottenham. Somebody scored straight from a corner kick, direct corner kick.
But
The
I
Cunha one
think
was
this type of happens
by
too often.
there.
I
It
can't remember if it
happens
was
very
Binde. Guy,
often.
it doesn't matter. The what matters is that both
Bro,
of them are duds, and that's what we had going. Yeah, Mustafa was suffered. As United
I
fans,
feel
was
safe.
suffered, and
I
because
feel
of that
safe
suffering,
now, bro.
I don't even want to get it, but just so that I
Let's
feel
move
safe
on to
with
the next
Oyibo
point.
keeper. I feel safe with Oyibo keeper. The next point is that Ole didn't have a plan at United, and he was just a PE teacher, just vibes. What do you think?
That's a tricky one. Do you know what it is here with Ole? I'm not going to lie. I'll be very, very honest. I think
Mm.
United was good under Ole for a certain period in time because it was mostly just luck. It was mostly vibes and inshallah. If I'm being very, very real, I don't think that guy really had a plan or like I'm trying to phrase it in a way because tactically on the pitch he did have a plan. We used to play good counter attacking football.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will get the ball straight to Rashford, Greenwood, Marshall. We used to have that whole ball going forward, that whole counter attacking play. Ball gets to Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez has pinged the beautiful pass forward to Rashford, and we used to get our goals from there. So I say on the pitch, he did have a like he had tactics, but I feel like as a manager, he was a bit too.
Out
Is
of
it
his
like
depth.
yeah? I feel like it was too relaxed.
Mm,
I feel like at a certain point, he should have been more authoritative. Like he should have
mm.
been more okay. I don't think he clocked in his head that I'm the manager of Manchester United. You get me? Like I'm
You know
managing
what it
Manchester.
is? I actually think it did. I think that it did because I feel like with Ole, yeah, he came in with that, like, this is Man United. This is Man United. This is how Man United should be. This is where Man United should be competing for titles. This is how Man United should play. He came in with that mentality. Yes, we're not necessarily dominant in games. We depended on
Yeah,
counter attacks, those type of things, right? But like he came in with that mentality. So there's nothing I can say is that like he was aware that he was Man United manager. Now was he? Did he have that like presence of a Man United manager? Not necessarily, but at the same time, I do feel like he has been probably he has given us. I don't want to even say he has been the best manager since Fergie, but I want to say he has given us our best moments since Fergie. He took us to multiple finals. We have had great moments under Oli, including the Etihad games. We've had
You know what?
multiple great moments under Oli.
I take it back.
Yeah.
I changed my points. I changed my points. Actually, I
So
feel like
you think it was a good one? Like he
yeah,
had the plan?
edit that whole part out. Let me
No,
be.
sorry, you can do it. As long as no, but no, you have come to your senses. You have got no because like
No,
you have
you
come to your
talk some
senses, and
sense.
that's what
You
matters.
talk some sense into me. Not going
Yeah,
to lie.
because Oli has
And yeah,
been probably our best manager. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I
no,
said, like
I said it. No, I said it in the Amorim out
yeah, you
episode.
did.
Ole has, in my opinion, he's been. I think we it was premature when we sacked Ole because at that moment in
I won't
time
say
where
premature. I won't say premature because it did look like he was out of his depth when the likes of Ronaldo, like that. That's the them kind of dumping Ronaldo on him. Because, like you said, like he doesn't have the presence already. How can he coach a manager, say a player like Ronaldo, if he doesn't have that presence, right? So
well we
I
were
feel
4 points
like,
off the top, like we're 4 points off top four
but that's
when
the thing. Once upon a time, our standards were high, but nowadays, for some reason, everybody's like, "Oh, if we finish 10th, it's fine." See,
fair,
Mustafa, this is the topic that pisses me. I feel like
fair, fair, fair,
every point we're making, there's just
fair,
a point that pisses me off. But
fair
there's anything
points.
that both of us can kind of agree on
I
is
think
that
it's
like
standards. It's
Ole
a standard thing. It's a
is a
standard
standard
thing.
thing,
You're
but I
right.
do think that
It's a
Ole has
standard
been
thing.
our best manager since Fergie. I think he has given us our
Definitely.
best moments since Fergie, and if there's anybody that has come in and actually known what it means
But
to coach
yeah,
Manchester United, I think that
it's
is
been
Oli.
Ole.
Honestly, I think it's
Yeah,
Oli. So that's what I think. That's what Mustafa thinks as well. So
yeah.
let's move on to the
The
last
next
point.
point. The
And
next one.
the last one. This last one has divided United fans all around the world. This
I
last
don't like
point.
where this is going. Ah, you've been
I mean,
stressing me on this whole episode. Where's
I
this
feel like
going now?
I feel like you see what I mean. And I don't know. I feel like I know your answer, but let's get to it,
Let's
man. The
just see.
last
Let's see
point
what we're
is
saying.
Ronaldo was the problem at Man United. Go.
No,
Thank God.
no,
Thank God.
no,
Thank God. My boy knows
no,
ball. My boy
bro.
knows ball.
There's no even need like for explanation. There's what do you want to explain? The club already was not in a good position. Let's be real. United,
Facts.
you can't put all this. You can't show that on one player just because he's a key player. Or he's a key figure at the club. He's a historic player. Oh, you want to say, oh, he's the problem. He came into the club. This guy came into the club and did what he usually does. He go like what with United? He go like how many goals?
24, 25 in the
So
first
he got a
season.
lot of
Something like that.
yeah. He scored a lot of goals. He scored over 20 goals. He did what he's always done, what he usually does. So why would you not say he was the problem at the club? At a club that was already suffering, a club that was already, you could already see that at that moment in time, before Ronaldo came in, you could see the foundation, you could see the club already was shaking.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Greenwood. Greenwood was a very, very pivotal player. We lost Greenwood to that case at that period of time when Ronaldo was there. We lost
Yeah.
Greenwood. We had injuries at that time too. I remember we were having defensive injuries. We were struggling with injuries at that time. Then you now look at the club in general. A player that has left the club comes back to the club and nothing has changed. Like
Facts.
facilities wise, nothing has changed.
Facts.
And if anything that has changed is the people that are now in charge or the people that control the club are
Yeah.
worse than what was there before.
Facts.
So yeah, Ronaldo definitely not the problem. I never thought he was the problem. I never wondered why people that was even a conversation. I never understood why. Yeah, I never understood why it was a topic of conversation. Or it was
You know what? You know what is Ronaldo? Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that Ronaldo was the problem. I think that Ronaldo caused problems. I think that problems came about when Ronaldo came. I feel like
Mm,
multiple things. Number one, like we just brought up the point with Oli not being able to manage a player like Ronaldo. Like
that's
having
a
that
very good
guy
point.
like Ronaldo and having a guy like Oli kind of like clash, like not clash because they never argued or anything, but like kind of
Yeah,
like come together. Like you can
I just
imagine
did
that Oli
something.
doesn't have that presence to be able to coach a player like Ronaldo, right? And then
But
it
when Ole managed United, Ronaldo was playing. The issue, the thing is. Ronaldo was there when Uli was there, Ragnick was there.
Yeah.
The issue came about with Ten Hag. I
Mm,
think that's when Ronaldo really started to voice
yeah.
his concerns with the club and with how we're operating in general. Do you know why I say that? Because when Ole was in charge of the club, Ronaldo was playing, he was scoring, were fairly decent, and then Ole got sacked. Ole didn't get that much time with Ronaldo. They
Mm-hmm.
sacked really like when, like November-ish. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I mean, given United's history, we always have United managers in
I'll say
November.
yeah, around October, November, that's when we sacked Ole. I remember we're like 4 points off top four. Ragnick came in.
Yeah.
If you notice too, the exact same things that Ronaldo had an issue with, or the same concerns or things that Ronaldo talked about. Ragnick said the exact same things too when it
Yeah.
came to like how the club was run and the
Who needs
issues with the
open
club.
heart surgery, stuff like that. Like,
So I would say Ronaldo wasn't the problem. Ronaldo started the solution.
far. Oh my god, that was bars, right? That, oh, clock it. What's that thing? Clock it.
Okay, clock it,
Okay,
bro.
no, that's bars right there. See, and like I was trying to say, yeah, like Ronaldo was not the problem, but he did like there were problems around him. He did cause problems, like um, I think number one, like the whole thing with Bruno. I think they were trying to work out the relationship and the partnership with Bruno, which
Yeah,
sometimes it looked like it worked, but at the same time, it wasn't really working,
I feel
and
like
that kind of affected Bruno's game.
at that period in time too, we need to understand something. We went from a club that was centered around Bruno Fernandes
Mm-hmm.
because when Bruno Fernandes came into the club, he
Oh,
solidified himself as the top guy, the main guy.
yeah,
Most of
OG.
the most of the things that happened came through Bruno Fernandes. We're getting goals through Fernandes. Our play was through Fernandes. Assist through Fernandes. You want to see penalties or whatnot? Everything was run through Fernandes. He was our main guy.
Yeah.
Goals, he was there. Assist, he was there.
Mhm.
We went to how many finals? Like 4, 5 finals. Fernandez was there. He was the key guy. And then you go from Fernandez, who, by the way, too, he's a midfielder. The things he
Yeah.
was doing or the numbers he was putting up, people don't realize that Bruno Fernandez numbers at that moment in time, they were not normal for a midfielder.
Facts.
So many games have passed now that is starting to level out. But when Bruno Fernandez, like his first 2 seasons at United,
Mm-hmm.
that was abnormal for a midfielder.
Facts.
So
Facts.
we already placed Bruno Fernandez on a certain, pedestal as the main
Yeah.
guy. And then you're now bringing Ronaldo in. Wherever Ronaldo goes, he has to
He's the
be
main
number.
guy. Yeah.
He has to be, the main guy. So that kind of
He can
diminished.
rattle the relationship. Like the
I
whole
feel
Vina and Mbappe thing, for example. Like there's a
exactly
whole
the team dynamic in general. I feel like
exactly.
Ronaldo came and shook that in
That's
general.
that's that's
Because
where that's where the point comes in terms of like he wasn't the problem, but he caused problems. But it's possible to score 50 goals in a season and you're still a problem at the club. I feel like that's
so
Mbappe
I'd
last
say
season there
it's,
for
it's
sure.
50-50.
It's 50 50.
You can say it's
But
50-50.
I'm closer. No, if anything, I'll say 60-40 closer to he wasn't the problem.
He wasn't the
But
problem, but he caused
but
a
at the
few
same time, he
problems.
caused he caused like there were a few problems around him, but he wasn't the problem. Or I think there are people that say he was flat out the problem at Man United. Those guys,
Nah.
but I was trying to make headlines. I was trying to stand out. I was trying to be different. And
Because a
Ronaldo has
lot
haters all around the world.
yeah, he
Like
always
people always
has
going to hate on him.
haters, whatever he does or
So
wherever he goes. So